Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule.
This is one of the best vegan fish noodle soups you will have. Since no fish people were sacrificed, it's fun to make and delicious. Tibetan Highland Barley Meals Part 2 of 2. Vegan Nayutsithug or palm root fish-shaped noodle soup. Watch on for the full recipe.
Vegan, we have the power to save the world.
The welcoming Monpa people in Tibet could warmly greet you with Renpa Jamu, meaning hello, I'm Kipu. By living a compassionate and vegan lifestyle, you are truly a peace ambassador for all sentient beings. You walk the talk and are the voice for the voiceless animal people, whose sufferings can only come to an end by showing benevolence, kindness, and non-violent acts from humans. The peace-loving people of Monpa pray for this day to come soon. Welcome to our show, Tibetan Highland Barley Meals Part 2 of 2, Vegan Nayutsithug, palm-rolled fish-shaped noodle soup. Tibet is often referred to as the roof of the world, due to its location on the Tibetan Plateau, which is the most elevated region on our planet, with an average altitude of about 4,000 meters above sea level. Archaeologists believe that one of the main reasons ancient Tibetans could live in this alpine region was the cultivation of Highland barley. Highland barley is a fast ripening and is a cold and drought-resistant crop that adapts to harsh weather, high altitude, and low rainfall conditions, and has been cultivated on this high plateau for about 3,600 years. It is high in dietary fiber, has abundant vitamins, and is low in fat and sugar. Following on from our last week's theme on Tibetan Highland barley meals, today we are pleased to present a warm, comforting Tibetan staple dish, Vegan Nayutsithug, which is a vegan soup with small handmade fish-shaped noodles. So, let's begin by looking at the ingredients we will need. There are Highland barley flour, potatoes, carrots, king oyster mushrooms, green vegetables, rehydrated Tibetan yellow mushrooms, coriander, minced ginger, rehydrated wood ear mushrooms, rapeseed oil, sesame oil, soy sauce, water, ground white pepper, ground Sichuan pepper, salt, and shiitake mushroom seasoning. First, we will make a dough for our noodles. In a large mixing bowl, add 180 grams of Highland barley flour, then add 130 grams of water and mix. In our previous episode, we used the roasted Highland barley flour, known as tsamba, to make vegan barley bowls. Today, the flour we use is not roasted. After all the water is absorbed in the flour evenly, we start kneading till the dough is formed. And there is no more flour sticking to the sides of the bowl. Leave the kneaded dough in the bowl and cover it with the lid. Let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. While the dough is resting, let's prepare the vegetables for the soup. Dice 30 grams of king oyster mushrooms, dice 20 grams of wood ear mushrooms. We pre-soaked 18 grams of the dry Tibetan yellow mushrooms, and then we slice them. It is a precious wild mushroom that grows on meadows at an altitude of 3,000 to 5,000 meters after the rainy season in the summer. It has a unique umami flavor and is very tasty. Then dice 100 grams of potatoes. Next, dice 50 grams of carrots, making them the same size as the potato cubes. Chop 10 grams of coriander. In a frying pan, heat 20 grams of rapeseed oil. Add 6 grams of minced ginger and stir fry until it sizzles and turns aromatic. Then add half a teaspoon of ground Sichuan pepper and continue to stir fry until it just starts to release the aroma. Be careful not to burn it. Next, add the Tibetan yellow mushrooms and stir fry till fragrant. Add the king trumpet mushrooms and wood ear mushrooms, followed by the cubed carrots and potatoes. Continue stir frying to mix the ingredients. Then add water that was used to soak the dried Tibetan yellow mushrooms and mix well. Add in 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Mix well. When the mixture starts to boil, add 800 milliliters of water. Add some shiitake mushroom seasoning to enhance the taste of the soup. Cover the pan with a lid and wait till the soup comes to a rolling boil. After the soup starts boiling, add 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground white pepper and stir well. Our flavorful vegan soup for our little vegan handmade Tibetan noodles is ready.
Want to have a big victory in your life? Conquer yourself. Be vegan.
Respected viewers, we will pause for a moment for some important messages. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We will be right back. Welcome back to our show, Tibetan Highland Barley Meals, Part 2 of 2, Vegan Nayutsithug, Palm-rolled fish-shaped noodle soup. Let's now take out the rested dough to make the noodles. Dust the kneading board with some flour. Use 1 portion of the dough to prepare the noodles. Knead the dough and then form the dough into a sausage shape. Then use both hands, gently press and roll the dough till it elongates into a rope-shaped dough. Making the noodles involves pinching off a small portion of the dough, then rolling it back and forth on the kneading board with the center to the lower part of the palm. You also need to press it a little. Finally, use the lower part of the palm to roll the noodle out with a little force. We now have small pieces of noodles, which have pointy ends and a bulge in the middle. And the shape is just like a little fish. Place these little noodles on a plate. Sprinkle with some flour and toast gently to prevent the noodles from sticking together. Let's take a closer look at how to roll those noodles in slow motion. Now we have enough noodles for our meal. Sprinkle with more flour and toast again to prevent sticking together. These noodles are now ready to be cooked. Let's boil another pot of water. If you cook the noodles and the soup separately, the dish will taste more refreshing and the texture will be chewier. However, you can also boil the noodles together with the soup. When the water has come to a boil, blanch the green vegetables until they turn fresh green. Then remove and place them on a plate. Next, pour all the noodles into the pot. And stir with a slotted ladle to prevent the noodles from sticking to the bottom of the pot. Cover the pot with a lid and bring the water to a boil. The water has now come to a rolling boil, and the noodles can be seen bouncing around in all directions in the pot of bubbling hot water, just like a group of little fish people playing in a pond. This is probably why this dish is called fish-shaped noodles, although it is made of flour. At an altitude of about 3,000 meters, since the boiling point of water is below 90 degrees Celsius, it requires about 10 minutes to cook the noodles, or about 3 to 4 minutes by using a pressure cooker. The noodles are now cooked. Turn off the stove using a slotted ladle. Scoop the cooked noodles into a serving bowl. Pour in the soup, which we prepared earlier. Top with the blanched green vegetables. Garnish with some chopped coriander to give the dish a refreshing herbal flavor. For a touch of spiciness and tanginess, you can also add some vinegar and chili sauce to your liking. Finally, add a little sesame oil. The strong flavor and nutty aroma of the sesame oil will enhance the taste of the dish. Our flavorful, refreshing, and smooth Tibetan vegan Nayutsithug palm-rolled fish-shaped noodle soup is now ready. Enjoy!
Ingredients. For all ingredients, please use organic versions if available. For the noodle dough, the ingredients are 180 grams of Highland barley flour, 130 grams of water. For the vegetable soup, the ingredients are 30 grams of king oyster mushrooms, 20 grams of wood ear mushrooms pre-soaked, 18 grams of dried Tibetan yellow mushrooms pre-soaked, 100 grams of potatoes, 50 grams of carrots, 30 grams of green vegetables, 10 grams of coriander, 6 grams of minced ginger, 20 grams of rapeseed oil, half teaspoon of sesame oil, half teaspoon of ground Sichuan pepper, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of salt, some shiitake mushroom seasoning to taste, a quarter teaspoon ground white pepper, 800 milliliters of water, vinegar optional, chili sauce optional. It's incumbent upon the Jewish people, a holy nation, a nation of priests, to help lead the world to this brighter future. Now is the time to take a stand. Now is the time to go plant-based. The Reverend Rabbi Don Gross, vegan.
Wise viewers, it has been a joy to have your company on our show today. We hope you will find the opportunity to bring some Tibetan culture into your kitchen. It's a wonderful experience that the whole family will relish. And since you handmade your own noodles, you will feel contented while enjoying the warm and hearty vegan Tibetan noodle soup with loved ones. Up next is Only Peacemakers Can Go to Heaven, Part 1 of 9, on Between Master and Disciples. Right after noteworthy news, your genuine acts of generosity and kindness are priceless gifts that bring sunshine to others. May we all join our hands to work for a better tomorrow.
For free international vegan recipes and for language availability, please visit suprememastertv.com/VEG and suprememastertv.com/schedule.